Well, a new dawn for Uganda's railway transport network is up and running following yesterday's launch of the standard gauge railway from Malaba to Kampala. This particular project is highly expected to be done within 48 months. And one would definitely say we are waiting to see how far we can go in regards to that development. But at the backdrop of that, as an event, quite a number of big events have been happening throughout the week. And here we are. Besides that, though, the rains within Kampala and the neighboring districts have also been rocking the mornings this particular week as we are coming closer to the end of the month of November. But also in the same spirit, just yesterday, in Tinda, shock and of course shootings were had within the area where a gentleman who is also a brother to the deputy Lord Mayor, that is Doreen Nyanjura, lost his life due to the armed robbers. Albert Cook Tugume, who lost his life, and he was a gentleman who was running a mobile money business. And of course, it is reported that the incident occurred as an armed robbery was ongoing. And of course, you would not love to be reporting such incidents as we are heading into the festive season, or you would not be someone who would love to have such news within the business environment. But that said, there has been lots of news making headlines within the country and out of it, and that's why we are here to ensure that besides the bit of the entertainment here on Good Morning Uganda Friday edition, we keep you up to speed and updated with what is trending within the country and out of it. First, let me check on the team to see how they are doing and what story or which stories stood out for them this entire week. In Studio A, I am with Olive Monica Najuma, and in Studio B, I have Uncle Bob, Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono. Let me start off with the person I am with in Studio A here. Good morning, Olive.
Oh, good morning, Jerome. How are you?
I am okay.
You're okay?
Yes, I am okay.
The rains are not distorting your
No,
plans
they are.
for the day.
Every morning they've been distorting. I think for the past 2 days it has been raining in the morning.
Okay.
It's so surprising, and you know how it kind of disorganizes the morning time.
That's very true, and it has a tendency of starting to fall at the time when you're supposed to be waking up.
So it becomes very difficult for you to wake up and make those decisions.
Okay, are you saying that because your boss is listening? But anyway, good morning, dear viewer, and I hope that you've had a wonderful week up until this day when we give you the Good Morning Uganda Friday special. Now, Jerome, in South Africa, there has been a batch of contraceptive pills that have been recalled due to a mix-up. A famous pill called Years Plus has been called back because apparently there was a mix-up in a certain batch. So that means for those that have been using that particular batch, it's been ineffective.
Yeah.
What's up?
Robert, good morning.
Wow, good morning. How are you, Joram?
I am okay.
And how is Oli?
I'm fine. Do you see the fear that you gentlemen have right now? This is the reason why we should have male birth control.
Contraceptive.
You see, Olive, I've always said,
yes,
I'm an ambassador of children by choice, not by chance.
Yes.
Now, anything to do with family planning methods, it piques my attention so much, just like I'm an advocate for the boy child. So those two areas, if you tackle them, I'm really very passionate, because Africa, we have quality but not quantity. We have quantity but not quality in terms of population. So we want to have a quality population, not a quantity. To stop bragging, we have so many youth, they make a huge percentage of our country.
When they are not productive. Yeah.
Yet they're just suffering. So when I hear such news, I even develop goose pimples, because now there's a family that wanted to have children by choice, not chance, and maybe out of the blue the woman conceives. So it's very bad.
Indeed. It's quite unfortunate with those developments coming in from South Africa. But now let's run through some of those stories that have been making headlines within the country. And of course, we also have some details coming in from the international scene.
Well, this week we've had a number of stories, but let's begin with His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who emphasized the need for a complete overhaul of the Uganda's transport system to achieve the country's long-awaited economic transformation. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony of the 273-kilometer standard gauge railway route in Tororo district, Museveni noted that the current state of major roads in the country is disastrous and requires urgent realignment. Now moving on, the Office of the Prosecutor at the International Criminal Court has revealed that it wants the hearing of the confirmation of charges against the Lord's Resistance Army leader Joseph Kony held in Uganda. The International Cooperation Advisor in the Office of the Prosecutor at the ICC, Duwar Satan An, said this is intended to bring closer the case to the affected communities. The confirmation of charges hearing is intended, among others, authenticate the evidence gathered so far against Joseph Kony before he is committed for trial. And the Shadow Minister for Foreign Affairs, Mwada Nkunyinji, has criticized the nature of arrest of Dr. Kizza Besigye. Mwada claims that such increasing actions compromise the universal rights and security of persons within the East African community. Dr. Kizza Besigye was charged and remanded to prison by the court-martial on suspicion of possessing guns and ammunition. On Wednesday, the Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, guided on the extradition laws which give way to such situations. And finally, on the local scene, the Ministry of ICT is one of the fastest growing sector in the country, employing over 1.3 million people. This was revealed by Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, the Minister of Information and Communication Technology, during the National ICT Job Fair 2024, opening from the 21st to the 22nd of November this very year. The purpose of this ICT Job Fair is to address the challenge of youth unemployment and bring ICT opportunities. Government is putting in efforts to address the challenges affecting ICT, like high internet costs, among others. The steady progress of the ICT sector in Uganda is appreciated both nationally and internationally. This year's ICT Job Fair theme is Shaping Uganda's Digital Future, bringing skills, innovation, and opportunity.
And now that does it for our local news this morning. We turn our focus on what is making headlines across the borders.
Well, across the borders, Russia has given North Korea 1 million barrels of oil, this according to reports. Russia is estimated to have supplied North Korea with more than 1 million barrels of oil since March this year, according to a satellite imagery analysis from the Open Source Center, a non-profit research group based in the United Kingdom. The oil is payment for the weapons and troops Pyongyang has sent Moscow to fuel its war in Ukraine, leading experts and UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy told the BBC. These transfers violate UN sanctions, which ban countries from selling oil to North Korea, except in small quantities, in an attempt to stifle its economy to prevent it from further developing nuclear weapons. And also in other news, suspected methanol poisoning from tainted drinks has reportedly killed 5 tourists in a Laos holiday town in the past fortnight. A British woman, an Australian woman, a US man, and 2 Danish nationals have died, while another Australian woman remains critically ill in hospital. The deaths remain under police investigation, but news reports and testimonies online from other tourists suggest they may have consumed drinks laced with methanol, a deadly substance often found in bootleg alcohol. Methanol poisoning has long been a well-known issue across Southeast Asia, particularly in the poorer countries along the Mekong River. But despite foreign governments posting warnings about alcohol consumption in these places, there is still little awareness among the backpacker party scene. And lastly, regulators in South Africa have recalled a batch of the popular Years Plus contraceptive pill after packaging mix-up, which means the contraception could be potentially ineffective. Manufacturer Bayer Limited said women using pills from the affected batch should stop immediately and seek medical advice. A packaging mix-up led to a number of blister packs carrying 24 inactive pills instead of 24 hormone-containing active pills. The issue affected only a limited number of packets in a specific batch labeled WEW96J, expiring in March 2026. The erroneous batch has been recalled by Bayer in consultation with South Africa Health Products Regulatory Agency, with the company stressing the root cause of the mix-up had been identified and dealt with.
Not the best news that you would love to hear, especially for a country like South Africa. And well, we've also had some share of such stories in Uganda in regards to some fake contraceptives on the market, or those that are not functioning in the right way they're supposed to. But that said, we now turn our focus on the press review, looking at what the print media is reporting this morning. Now, the New Vision is reporting something about the standard gauge railway, how the standard railway will change Uganda. The 10 trillion shillings project is set to be completed in 2 years. There's a report of that in the New Vision, and also a pictorial of the president, the vice president, as well at the launch of this project. Then Kenya speaks out on Besigye arrest. That report is in a New Vision. Then 125 years of Rubaga Hospital. Read about that in today's New Vision. Now, meet the experts at the Pakasa Forum. At the front page is the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Finance. Then in the Beat magazine, the dark side of Kololo. You can find more details in today's cover of the New Vision. Then still at the front page is teenager needs 230 million shillings for transplant. Find out ways of how you can contribute to this great cause. Then off to the Daily Monitor, fresh details on Besigye kidnap. Speaking from Luzira Upper Prisons, Dr. Besigye says that the operatives who arrested him disguised as Kenyan security personnel and drove a Kenyan registered vehicle. It was until they crossed the border that the men switched from speaking Kiswahili to Luganda and changed to a Ugandan registered vehicle. And then it's now all systems go for SGR construction. Pictorial of the president during the launch of the SGR project. Then in the Scoop magazine, it's deep. Has Nyege Nyege outgrown old audience? The bigger question there. Now, due to the fewer numbers, this year's venue was easy to navigate, but for many newcomers, there is no party like Nyege Nyege. Then regional, why opposition parties fall short in by-elections. That report is in there. Then also, government closes 120 babies and children's homes. Find that report in the Daily Monitor. Then to the Daily Nation in Kenya, Ruto forced to abandon Adani deals. Then State of the Nation, President fails to tackle farms links to 104 billion shillings deal with Health Ministry. Then in politics, state agents trailing ousted DP Gachagua. Then matters diplomacy, why Somalia has declined to back Raila's AUC bid. And Netanyahu faces arrest over war crimes in Gaza. Then lastly, the Citizen, lorry operators, SGR cargo runs will not, the SGR cargo runs will not hurt us. And then why Tanzania is eyeing international students for its universities. Then there is also a report on international conflict. Ukraine fires UK supplied cruise missiles into Russia. Then Tanzania is set to save $43 million after settling dispute with a Canadian firm. Well, of course, that does it for our news this very morning, local, international, and the press review. But that said, after the break, we do have quite a number of a huge lineup for you, quite a number of guests that will be making their way here on Good Morning Uganda Friday edition, including guests from Cavendish University. The Guild will be having its representative here this very morning, but also we shall be having a team from the Nambia Sharing Center. More of that is coming your way here on Good Morning Uganda Friday edition. But for now, since we are already in the bar month, September, October, November, December, the party in Kampala never rests. And so our song this Friday morning is one that talks about the party that never rests in Kampala and world over. The song is Party, featuring Asha and Gucci Mane, is Chris Brown. Enjoy it. Well, a new dawn for Uganda's railway transport network is up and running following yesterday's launch of the standard gauge railway from Malaba to Kampala. This particular project is highly expected to be done within 48 months. And one would definitely say we are waiting to see how far we can go in regards to that development. But at the backdrop of that, as an event, quite a number of big events have been happening throughout the week. And here we are. Besides that, though, the rains within Kampala and the neighboring districts have also been rocking the mornings this particular week as we are coming closer to the end of the month of November. But also in the same spirit, just yesterday, in Tinda, shock and of course shootings were had within the area where a gentleman who is also a brother to the deputy Lord Mayor, that is Doreen Nyanjura, lost his life due to the armed robbers. Albert Cook Tugume, who lost his life, and he was a gentleman who was running a mobile money business. And of course, it is reported that the incident occurred as an armed robbery was ongoing. And of course, you would not love to be reporting such incidents as we are heading into the festive season, or you would not be someone who would love to have such news within the business environment. But that said, there has been lots of news making headlines within the country and out of it, and that's why we are here to ensure that besides the bit of the entertainment here on Good Morning Uganda Friday edition, we keep you up to speed and updated with what is trending within the country and out of it. First, let me check on the team to see how they are doing and what story or which stories stood out for them this entire week. In Studio A, I am with Olive Monica Najuma, and in Studio B, I have Uncle Bob, Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono. Let me start off with the person I am with in Studio A here. Good morning, Olive.
Oh, good morning, Jerome. How are you?
I am okay.
You're okay?
Yes, I am okay.
The rains are not distorting your
No,
plans
they are.
for the day.
Every morning they've been distorting. I think for the past 2 days, it has been raining in the morning.
Okay.
It's so surprising, and you know how it kind of disorganizes the morning time.
That's very true, and it has a tendency of starting to fall at the time when you're supposed to be waking up.
So it becomes very difficult for you to wake up and make those decisions.
Okay, are you saying that because your boss is listening? But anyway, good morning, dear viewer, and I hope that you've had a wonderful week up until this day when we give you the Good Morning Uganda Friday special. Now, Jerome, in South Africa, there has been a batch of contraceptive pills that have been recalled due to a mix-up. A famous pill called Years Plus has been called back because apparently there was a mix-up in a certain batch. So that means for those that have been using that particular batch, it's been ineffective.
Yeah.
What's up?
Robert, good morning.
Wow, good morning. How are you, Jora?
I am okay.
And how is Oli?
I'm fine. Do you see the fear that you gentlemen have right now? This is the reason why we should have male birth control.
Contraceptives.
You see, Olive, I've always said,
yes,
I'm an ambassador of children by choice, not by chance.
Yes.
Now, anything to do with family planning methods, it piques my attention so much, just like I'm an advocate for the boy child. So those two areas, if you tackle them, I'm really very passionate, because Africa, we have quality but not quantity. We have quantity but not quality in terms of population. So we want to have a quality population, not a quantity. To stop bragging, we have so many youth, they make a huge percentage of our country.
When they are not productive. Yeah.
Yet they're just suffering. So when I hear such news, I even develop goose pimples, because now there's a family that wanted to have
of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archive stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources, such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m., it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by.
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily, or use the MyMTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model, PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Nyati Motion Pictures brings you Tuko Pamoja, Atekere segment. Did you know the Atekere are Jewish? How did they become Karamojong, Iteso, and Lango?
When Lango people reached Karamoja, the Karamojong remained there. The Itesos proceeded.
Those were the youth.
The Karamojong said, no, they are going to die there.
And the elders cast them, Ites. So that is how the name Ateso comes from.
Lango was respected and feared for his military might.
Kavalega, together with Mwanga,
ran for safety in Kangai.
Premiering in Lira City at Westcliff Hotel Lira on Saturday, 7th December 2024. To get a ticket, call 0778 787 660. Tuko Pamoja?
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Well, good morning and good to have your company here on Good Morning Uganda Friday edition. Our time now is taking us into the newsreel. And today we have conversations, which conversations are quite exciting in the sense that we will be taking them to a beauty pageant. And this beauty pageant is going to be happening at Cavendish University come next week on the 29th of November. And with which we shall be joined by the guild president of the same university, including the deputy guild president of Cavendish University, and also a gentleman who's also part of this organizing committee for the beauty pageant. Now, last week, if you were following Good Morning Uganda, last week on Friday, we had the reigning Mrs. Cavendish 2023-2024. And then we also had the first runners-up of Miss Cavendish 2023-2024. And we also had the first runners-up for Mr. Cavendish 2023-2024. Now, next week on the 29th, there will be they will be choosing, I should say. And they will be crowning. The better word to use for the beauty pageant language is crowning. They will be crowning a new Miss Cavendish and a new Mr. Cavendish. So that is why we're going to be having a conversation on the criteria that the university uses to crown the eventual winner, and are there goodies that they normally pick. But then also, we all know that universities are supposed to be learning spaces, skilling spaces. Now, we also need to know why something of, let's say, beauty contests are part of this bit of the curriculum, and what it adds, what value it adds to the students. And the beauty is the guild president in any institution of learning is a student. So, representing students' views and opinions, but in the same space, representing herself or himself before the students for matters to do with leadership. Now, my first guest here is Pamela Franco-Carlo. Now, Pamela is the current guild president of Cavendish University. Good morning, Pamela.
Good morning.
Good to have you here.
I'm glad to be here too.
Okay, briefly tell us about Cavendish University before we even get into understanding why you're here this morning.
Cavendish University is actually an international university,
Mm-hmm.
so diverse.
Okay.
We have 51 nationalities per this year, and we are about 5,000 students at Cavendish University so far. And Cavendish University is so diverse and so inclusive. And this year, it has taken the award for being the university that is best at technology for the 6th year in a row.
Okay.
Amazing university.
Okay. And the most important thing that she mentions is the fact that they have 51 nationals, meaning they have quite a number of students coming in from different cultures, different countries being represented under one same institution. Now, Pamela, as a matter of fact, you're here to talk matters, the upcoming beauty pageant.
Yes.
Now, as a guild president, if you can, first of all, take us back to the previous one of last year. How was it? How was, and how many contestants did you have on board? And what is the intention of this particular Mr. and Mrs. Cavendish?
Okay, last year we had about 14 contestants, that is 7 male and 7 females.
Okay.
And the aim of this whole thing is to empower students. We want to build their confidence, because if you are one of the contestants, eventually you have to speak and convince the people to vote for you. And even on stage, there are some questions that you're asked. So in a sense, we are building their confidence. We also empower them to go out and, represent the university. So basically, that's it about the pageant.
All right. And how many are you intending to have this time around in regards to the contestants? Are we still having the same number, 14?
No, actually this year we have more contestants.
Okay.
So this year we are having about 18 contestants. That is 11 females and 7 male.
One of the most interesting bits about such beauty contests is the fact that there are quite a number of categories up for grabbing. And in most cases, you will realize they would say, for example, in the Miss Uganda, they will tell you Miss Uganda Eastern, Miss Ugandan cultures, things like that. And I'm not so much versed with the bit of it, but I need to understand here. Take us through the categories. What are the most exciting categories that the students of Cavendish can look forward for?
Because we as Cavendish University, we fight for inclusivity and diversity and unity.
Okay.
We do not have Mr. Cavendish from this culture and this culture or that, but we have categories like Mr. Popularity, the best in innovation, that is like Mr. Innovation. We also have, stuff like that. So we have Mr. Cavendish, we have Mr. Cavendish First Runner-Up, we have Mr. Cavendish Innovation, we have Mr. Cavendish so on and so forth. So these are a few of the categories that we have. Yeah.
Usually when it comes to these beauty contests, I've seen Miss Tourism, I've seen Miss Uganda, you know, even when you look at Miss Universe, there's always the bigger prize that comes with it.
Yes.
But before we even look at the prize given on that day, and you've talked about the fact that these contests, most of Mr. and Mrs. Cavendish beauty pageant, does kind of give room for the students to showcase what they have.
Yes.
It builds the confidence. But on top of that, what else is up for stake?
For now, if I can remember well, we have one of the Cavendish University students that actually went to Miss Universe. She's a South Sudanese, so she was Miss Universe South Sudan, so she had to go there. And then if you are to take on these, let us say, these opportunities as Mr. or Miss Cavendish, you have a lot of opportunities or platforms in which you can further on the things that you are so interested in. You get. So most of these let us say, if you say Miss Tourism or Miss Uganda, there's something that they are passionate about. So they tend to become activists of what they are passionate about.
Okay.
So you have that platform basically to come up and
what does the eventual winner walk away with? Because I can only imagine you're going to walk away with the bragging rights. So let's say you are the most handsome or most beautiful, you know, student in Cavendish for that given year, and you have the brains that back up your beauty, let's say. But on top of it, is there a prize? Is it a cash prize? Is it an asset that you walk away with as a student after winning?
Yes, we do have awards.
Okay.
And that includes a cash prize for the first, let us say for Mr. and Miss Cavendish. We also have a prize for the first runners-up and the second runners-up. We also have some small awards that the other, let us say, Mr. Innovation, Mr. Popularity goes out with. So this is something that they tend to get out of this contest.
Okay, now let me also drive this conversation to the fact that you mentioned 51 nationals at Cavendish. And I'm only excited in such a context that you will realize everyone is at the university now is warming up for the big day. What normally happens before the day and during the day? Take us, just give us a look into what normally happens at Cavendish during such a time.
Okay, so on that day, like let us say on the 29th, in the morning, most of the students tend to, you know, be preparing themselves. But while the contestants and their teams will be working on their attires, because you will have to have your cultural attire, you will have to have a lot of stuff, and also prepare yourself for the question. Because at Cavendish University, we do not only look at the physique or how you look like. There are a lot of questions that come out to test your intellect. So they tend to be thinking like, oh, what questions do you think we shall be asked today? And their teams are like, this attire, should we do this, should we do that? It is mostly like a very busy day at Cavendish University that day. Like, it's a beautiful day, and most of the students really, organizing team are also like, the event, the place, is it organized, is it like this? People be passionate about it, and the day is so busy.
I wouldn't wish to ask you something about the judges. I think it would be better if we get joined by the gentleman who's part of the organizing committee to tell us what criteria the judges use to, you know, to take us through or to announce the winner. But now, let me get this from the perspective of a student. When you're a student, there are lots of things that you want to engage in, and you know the excitement that comes with such social events within the university. From your experience, now let's take it off the fact that you're the guild president, you're part of the people who are organizing. Now, you as a student, how exciting can it be for you to know that, okay, now this social event is coming in, and what kind of atmosphere fills up Cavendish?
The atmosphere that fills up is actually excitement. People be excited because this is one of the activities that helps us to unite as Cavendish University students. You know, we have about 3 campuses, and it is so hard to get all of the campuses together. But then when we have such activities, me as a student, I'm like, oh,
Where's the main campus at?
At the main campus, Yani, that is opposite the US Embassy in Zambia.
Oh, it's in Zambia. Then there's one in Bukoto.
Then there's one at Bukoto, yes.
Okay.
And then we also have one at Kingsgate. So that day, I'm like, Yes.
The others have to come to the main campus.
To the place where the activity is going to happen. It's not going to happen at main campus. We are booking a hall. Okay. It's most likely to be at Grand Hub. That's going to be at Nambia as well.
Okay. Yes. And let's go into the payments and everything, because I can only imagine there are people who are always interested in some of these university events. But however, some universities are too strict when it comes to outsiders joining, unless when you have an invitation, let's say you're a student from a different university, you're coming in and you must have a student's ID. Is there room for outsiders to join this contest?
Yes. Not as contestants.
Yes, just as well-wishers and people who just want to have a good time.
Yes, there is actually room for them to come. So basically, we are actually selling tickets at 50K, which you will find at the US, at Siani, opposite the US Embassy. Yeah. So people are welcome.
It's, the US Embassy. I was going to say, okay.
Oh, yes. Yes, opposite the US Embassy. We are selling these tickets at 50K. So we're actually inviting people to come in, because apart from us having the contest, we actually want other people to come in if they feel like they can empower the students in one way or the other. Like for instance, if you're into fashion and style, and you want maybe some people, you want some people maybe to model for you, you want to give them some gigs and stuff like that, it is actually fine with us. You can come, get a ticket and see if there's someone you like and you feel like, oh, this one can work for me, this one can model my clothes well, or I can use this one for makeup and stuff. You're most welcome.
On the bit of the entertainment, I wonder though, do you have entertainers that come from the outside? Do we expect some artists, musicians, comedians to be part of this pageant, or we only get entertainment from the students within?
No. For now, it is, let us say entertainers from outside are also welcome. But I would say we are inviting Chameleon, but it so happens that Chameleon is also a student of Cavendish University, Uganda. We also have some international entertainers that will be coming in for that day, and students are most welcome. And it's also open for entertainers outside if they feel like they would love to come and entertain on that day. They're also so welcome.
Okay, and well, you can easily see for the other students out there who are watching us and you want to be part of Mr. and Miss Cavendish, it will be today next week, or what I could say Friday next week on the 29th of November, when Cavendish will be crowning a new Mr. Cavendish and new Miss Cavendish. 50,000 Ugandan shillings is the amount of money you need to be buying. You can buy that at the main campus that is close to Nambia. That is close to the American Embassy in Nambia, and be part of this exciting experience, this exciting social event. And well, of course, if at all you haven't got the chance to also experience it from a different university, it gives you a chance. But looking into some other universities that you've worked with over the past few editions, when you look at, for example, last edition, are there some students from a specific university that were really excited to be part of the audience?
Yes, we have universities that are close to our university, are close to the main campus, like for example KIU, International University of East Africa, University of St. Peter's. We partner with these people so much, so they will be there on that day as well, and every time they have an activity, they invite us, and it so happens also if we have any activity, we invite them as well. Okay. So we are waiting for them.
From the Guild's office, I wonder though, is this the first pageant that you're having as a Guild president, or this is the second before you leave power?
Oh, this is the first one. I just saw in actually on Monday.
Okay. Meaning the other time you were just a student who was also wishing to be a Guild leader, so you have to make sure that it's a remarkable event.
Surely.
Okay, so what kind of promise can you give to the students there ahead of this one? Because it's starting in the right time as your term just started, so you have the opportunity to hit the jackpot by proving the students correct and those who are criticizing you wrong in regards to the preparations.
So basically what I would say to the students is that I am here to fight for you. I'm going to make sure that whatever you had, the experiences you had, if you would rate it to 80% last year, this year I promise to give you a 95.5. It's going to be amazing this year.
Okay, and let's get back to our conversation of you know, the Mr. and Mrs. Cavendish. Just last week when we did have the reigning Miss Cavendish, the first runners-up for Mr. and then the first runners-up for Mrs. I got to realize that these were, many of them were still either in year 1 or they were in year 2, meaning they were crowned. Some of them were crowned in year 1. That is an interesting bit of things, because the fact that you give the opportunity to someone who is just a freshman or a freshwoman in university to pick up, it's quite an exciting thing. I don't know about the intakes that you do have, but amongst the contestants, have you got a glimpse into those who are part of it? Are they mostly fresh students, the fresh entrants, or majority of them have been within the university settings for maybe 2 years or 3?
Having a look at most of the contestants, let us say the male, most of them are like in second year, but the females, I feel like most of them are in their first year, which is actually a beautiful thing, because politics at Cavendish University, mostly they need you to have been at the university maybe for 1 year or 2 semesters in order for you to involve in the politics. But this is something that will help even those who are new, you know, get on board in leadership. So most of the ladies, they're in first year.
Okay. Yeah. Most of the ladies are in first year. Well, young ladies love these opportunities, I should say. They love striking such opportunities and taking charge. But also, I need to fully know, though, as we're heading into these beauty pageants, and we're also heading into the grand finale of Mr. and Mrs. Cavendish. Have you ever partnered, has the university in any way partnered with, let's say, other organizers of beauty pageants within the country to ensure that at least the students after, because you've mentioned one of your students went in and represented South Sudan in Miss Universe, meaning that is a bigger platform really, and them starting from school gives them a foundation. So I wonder, do you have any other partners away from the university, for example, within the beauty and fashion world, that have always come in and you know, partnered with the university or helped these students who are yearning for such opportunities elsewhere?
Yes, as the organizing committee, we have been in communication or in contact with Crystal Models. Okay. Yeah, so it's a company that helps models in Uganda. So they are the ones who are actually going to be in charge of training the contestants. Yes. So
they will be in charge of training.
Yes.
And okay, on the bit of who is supposed to be helping these people to dress, because it's very important. You need to have a wardrobe on check if you want to compete favorably. Now, one may wonder who is going to be responsible for making sure that these people come in well dressed and ready to go and compete.
So basically, we leave that to the contestants and their team. Every contestant can decide maybe to look for someone who is ready to do that for them, or they do it themselves. Yeah, we are not allowed to involve in it because it's a competition. Whatever attire you're going to put on, like for example, they say cultural wear, and then you come out looking a certain way, and we are involved in it, and if you lose, you'll be like, oh, it was the organizing committee that gave me the people who did this to me. So we actually leave it to them to choose whoever should dress them up.
And of course, I would also want to ask again, when you look into the end of the event, after everything is done, I want to believe the school administration is well aware of what is happening in regards to the competition and the, you know, whatever you people are preparing. But I wonder, after the event is done, what happens? What next for the contestants? Because for you as a guild, after you're done with the, you know, the elections and you crown the winner or you are announced the guild president, the next thing is just doing job. You're supposed to be making sure that at least everything you promised is executed. Now for the Mr. and Mrs., what happens next as the reign? Are we just going to be seeing them wearing their crowns, or there's something next to that?
I think this is something I talked about earlier. So it's not just all about the looks and all of these things. So after the contest is done, there is a lot that is expected of these people. So for example, there are some initiatives that they could come up with to help the community. So charity work and stuff like that, it is something that the Mr. and Miss Cavendish are supposed to do. There are some activities, some trips for fun that happen at school, they're supposed to organize that. And they also help the cabinet as well. Okay. So there's a lot that is expected of them after the contest.
All right. Well, we were expecting some few colleagues to join her on set this morning, but it's quite unfortunate that we've not been able to have them here. But at least from the students' body, we have the guild president, who of course does serve as the students' representative in any university. So not only representing the guild, but also representing the students in any capacity. That is for a tenure of 1 year. She just sworn in on Monday, like she said here this morning. What would be your parting shots and what would be your words of encouragement to the students of Cavendish University?
I would just love all the Cavendish University students to make sure that they are there on that day, because these opportunities help us to unite and they empower us as well. So Cavendish University students, please make sure you get time to attend that function on that day. Get empowered, get inspired, learn, because whatever opportunity we get to learn, let us use it to learn.
Okay.
So basically that's what I will tell them.
All right, and by the look of things, we shall be putting our conversation here. And your parting shot to the viewer this morning?
To the viewers, please, you're all most welcome to the Mr. and Miss Cavendish that will be happening on the 29th. We shall be having tickets at Siani, that is opposite the US Embassy in Nambia. So please come and get your tickets at only and only 50,000 Uganda shillings.
There you have it, Pamela Franco Carlo, the new guild president for Cavendish University, the newly elected and newly sworn in guild president. Next week, 29th of November, Cavendish will be crowning its new Mr. and Mrs. Cavendish at their beauty pageant or at their beauty contest. And we shall be giving the details of that next week on Friday, because that is when we have the B2B entertainment here on the show. More conversations coming along. After the break, we shall be having a guest from Sharing Center, that is Nambia Sharing Center. But of course, we do have quite a number of other things to give to you this morning. So stick around. This is Good Morning Uganda, Friday edition.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Maskari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archive stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwao.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m. it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwao.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Joko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Land of Judah reign, land of Judah reign, land of Judah reign, reign in us reign. Land of Judah reign, land of Judah reign, land of Judah reign, reign in us reign. Land of Judah reign, land of Judah reign, land of Judah reign, reign in us reign. Land of Judah reign, land of Judah reign, land of Judah reign, reign in us reign.
Pologoma ya Yuda fuga, fuga. Pologoma ya Yuda fuga, fuga, fuga. Pologoma ya Yuda fuga, we fuga. Pologoma ya Yuda fuga, oh fuga, fuga. You reign in majesty, in the splendor of your glory, Lord. You reign victorious above the firmament, for the splendor of your beauty, Lord, exceeds my imagination. You reign awesomely, oh God, you reign. I can't breathe without you. You are the air I breathe. I can't live without you. In you I have my being.
There you have it. We have Maliza Mirembe here with us, joining us on Good Morning Uganda Friday edition. So it's time for us to go into some bit of worship, some bit of thanksgiving, and some bit of praising the Lord this Friday. And of course, like I did mention, when you look back at how this week has been, every morning we've been having some showers of blessings on our way to work. And as I speak now, the drizzles within Kampala and the metropolitan area does reveal that we still have them to close to around 9 a.m. probably. That will be the time, because yesterday the drizzles went on till around 9:30 a.m. So in that same spirit, you get to realize that the blessings that we are sharing every morning give us a picture of how far the Almighty God is taking us as a country. This is Good Morning Uganda Friday edition. The twist about, the interesting bit about the Friday edition is the fact that we bring in the entertainment, we bring in the performers, we bring in all the creatives. And in that regard, we have Maliza Mirembe joining us. A very warm welcome, Mirembe.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you here.
Good to have you. To meet you.
Interestingly, is that you've started with, you know, taking us through the soul touch of what you produce as an artist.
Yeah.
But I need to know, many gospel artists begin their journey as, you know, ministers. Others begin their journey because they want to sing, but the only choice of, you know, music they want to do is gospel. I wonder though, what inspires your journey and how did it all start?
It started way back some 21 years.
Okay.
In church. The first day I joined church, I just requested my pastor that I wanted to join worship team. Why? Every time I would hear this gospel music, I would feel a healing deep down in my soul. So I felt life. I felt very much in need of getting on board.
Okay, and those are 21 years. I can only imagine what I was doing then. But let's get into the first song you produced for a global audience. Why I'm using global is because now the platforms are wide. You can throw in your songs on YouTube and everywhere. People access these songs now. But when did you first produce a song that aired on, let's say, radio and television?
After 8 years of me joining church, that's when I first produced my first single.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I've not released that song yet.
Okay.
But it's already
It's a song
finished.
that was produced.
Yes. Yes. So it's called Nsisinkana, Meet Me.
Meaning you decided to only play it in church during that time when it was produced. And which song first hit the airwaves, let's say on radio, and you're excited that at least now I have my message going out to all the believers?
Omukisa. Ntero Omukisa.
Okay.
Yes.
And who writes your music though? We need to know, who are the producers of this music? Who are the writers? Are you your own writer or there are specific writers that you use?
I'm my own writer, yes. However, when I'm producing, I don't limit other people from coming or inputting in my music. Yes, for instance, a song like Fuga, I had other people who input, like Uncle Eddie. So he input for me on the parts especially because I felt this project was a bit big and I need to give it the best.
Okay, and I will be asking you just a few more questions after we are done with your performance. For now, I'm going to let you take over the studio for the next 10-12 minutes as you give us some bit of the worship, thanksgiving, and praising this very morning.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Lion of Judah reign, Lion of Judah reign, reign in us reign. Lion of Judah reign, Lion of Judah reign, Lion of Judah reign, reign in us reign. Pologoma ya Yuda, hey, pologoma ya Yuda fuga, pologoma ya Yuda fuga, 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 pologoma ya Yuda fuga. Gwe fuga, pologoma ya Yuda fuga, oh fuga, fuga. You reign in majesty, in the splendor of your glory, Lord. You reign victorious above the firmament, for the splendor of your beauty, Lord, exceeds my imagination. You reign awesomely, ah God, you reign. I can't breathe without you. You are the air I breathe. I can't live without you. In you I have my being. Reign, reign, Lion of Judah reign. Fuga monze fuga, pologoma ya Yuda fuga. Hey, Lion of Judah reign, Lion of Judah reign, reign in us reign. We need you, Lion of Judah, reign. Lion of Judah, reign. Lion of Judah, reign. Reign in us, reign. Fuga, 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 fuga. Tula kuna mulondo yo ofuge. Fuga, 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 Yesu fuga. Fuga, fuga, fuga. Reign, 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 Master Jesus, reign. Reign, reign, oh Jesus, reign. Ay, 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 ay. Rekesire boshima zara. Zijukira Mukama, wulire sala yange. Golokoka, ojonwanire. Loze ennaku zange, n'okutegana kwange. Onsasire, koyo kupangirira obulamu. Na buli kyenkwata, okiwa omukisa. Sanawo, Mukama ntaasa, ntera omukisa, Mukama mu byenkola. Onkwatireko, sobola okumalawo ensi eno. Njira omukisa mu makubo gye mpita. Onkwateko, ensi eno temalikako. Ayayaya, nkwetaaga. Nga malako omwaka kwetaaga. Bwe mbanga nsobeddwa, emikwano n'eŋŋanda nga bandese, ebirooto byezika saba bizze bujja. Komyawo emmeeme yange ng'essanyu likomye. Abo abanwanyisa ze ggwe mulwanyi wange. Kuba ndi munafu ze sirina maanyi, wabula Yesu tunuulidde ggwe omusumba wange. Essuubi lyange liri mu ggwe wekka, nyambako Mukama. Mukama mu byenkola, onkwatireko, sobola okumalako ensi eno. Njira omukisa mu makubo gye mpita. Onkwateko, ensi eno temalikako. Ayayaya, oh Mukama. Mukama nteguza emitego, sitaanyi gyanteze. Neme kutwala mu maaso g'abalabe bange. Ndaga ekkubo, nze mwemmeera mpita. Ompa amagezi mu buli kyenkola. Senga nseerera, panirira Katonda wange. Ompa bulengako, bwe mbanga nsobeza. Ntera omukisa Mukama mu byenkola. Onkwatireko, sobola okumalako ensi eno. Ayayaya, rakasire boshira. This is the time. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. For everything there is a time and season. For every matter and heaven. A time to keep silent, a time to speak to Baba, for He's the creator of the universe. Yeah, like that woman with the issue of blood, she cried to Baba and she saved her. The time is right now, yeah, a time for every nation to cry to Baba for salvation. Call upon, call upon, call upon Baba Jesus. Call upon Baba. Call upon, call upon, call upon Baba Jesus. Call upon Baba. In your troubles, who would you look up to? Who can save you? Blind Bartimaeus cried aloud to Jesus, and He stopped just to save him. They told him to stop shouting, but he just kept on calling. So this is the time for you to call Him. Oh, they told him to stop shouting, but he just kept on calling. So this is the time for you to call Him. All ye nations, call upon Baba Jesus. Call upon Baba. In every situation, call Him. He's mighty. Jesus, call upon Baba. Weni majibu, muite hitaji wangu, muite. Weni majibu, muite Bwana. Oh, muite. Master Jesus, we need you more. We are thirsty. We need you more. All ye nations, Jesus, we are thirsty. We are thirsty for more of you, Lord. Bwana Yesu. Bwana Yesu, Bwana. Tuna kiu, nafsi yangu ya kutamani. Ayaya, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. We are thirsty. Hosana azaliddwa ye Mukama Katonda. Hosana azaliddwa ye Mwana wa Katonda. Hosana azaliddwa mutukuvu azaliddwa mu kibuga e Beselekemu. Hosana azaliddwa ye Mukama Katonda. Hosana azaliddwa ye Mwana wa Katonda. Hosana azaliddwa mutukuvu azaliddwa mu kibuga e Beselekemu. Lero lwasanyu fenna tusakanye Yesu gyetuli azaliddwa. Oyo mulangira ow'emirembe suubirija mu bulamu. Fenna ebitonde wali katuvunname Yesu omulokozi azze kununula amawanga okuwonya abasibiddwa. Haleluya, haleluya tusinze. Hey! Hosana azaliddwa ye Mukama Katonda. Hosana azaliddwa ye Mwana wa Katonda. Hosana azaliddwa mutukuvu ayaya azaliddwa mu kibuga e Beselekemu.
Of December. That song is one that pretty much puts us into the mood for the festive season. Mirembe, as we are winding up with the interview this morning, I wonder if someone wants to have you on their, on their event to perform for them, let's say a church-funded event, how can they get to you?
They can get to me, one, on YouTube, they can get my music. Okay. On Facebook, I am there. Also, from Facebook, there are contacts.
Okay.
Yes.
And from your own perspective, which artist would you love to collaborate with from the gospel industry?
From the every artist is good.
Every artist.
Yes, every artist.
Okay. Lastly, one more question: which gospel song has stood out for you this year?
Fuga.
Fuga.
Yes.
Okay. All right, and there you have it. Maliza Mirembe has been with us here on Good Morning Uganda Friday edition. But that said, we shall be coming back shortly after with a different guest, as we will be talking matters the Nambia Sharing Center and what have you. So stick around here on Good Morning Uganda Friday edition.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, every story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwao.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public. from the various sources, such as inspirational profiles.
Having disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m., it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100*21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Juko.
Yo.
Hawachiko. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Magana, haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a PDM. My parish, my development, my life.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Special thank you for sticking with us. I'm Olive Monica Najuma. Now, you've had it called Sharing Hall in Nambia, but what's the story behind it? I just got to learn that it is actually Sharing Youth Center, and I am going to be having a conversation with one of the Sharing Youth legends to have a conversation with us regarding the youth center, why it was formed and when it was founded and by whom, who has it benefited, and what is it all about as we speak right now in 2024. So I am with Godfrey Chivumbi from the Sharing Youth Center. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm very excited.
You're very excited.
Yeah.
So first of all, I would like to know more about the youth center. When was it founded and by whom?
Yeah, Nambia Youth Center Sharing, it was formed way back by Father Freskens. I think his idea was way back in 1970s. But Sharing Center as a place was constructed in 1987.
That is 37 years ago.
Yeah, I think I was among the people who could be there, but I was young.
Okay.
So that's when it was constructed in Nambia, and it went on developing and mostly in sports. So I myself, I was a sports person in Sharing, and I excelled a lot. And many sports personalities, people, they excelled on the same. Yes.
And whom did you say actually founded the Sharing Youth Center?
Father Freskens.
Father Freskens.
Yes.
I take it by the name that he was non-Ugandan.
Yeah, he was from the White Fathers.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so what was the main objective for the Sharing Youth Center when it was founded back in 1987?
Yeah, well, the main objective, because this was being told by Father when we were still young, his aim was to, because it was located in the ghetto area, the places of the third-class living people. So his aim was to bring them together and to try to transform them into something that is developmental and bold. Because first of his aim was education, because way back it had a link with Nambia Baby's Home. So after Baby's Home, then there are many youth around in the ghetto area. I call it ghetto, the suburbs, the slum areas. So his aim was to bring them together, to transform them together, so that they can learn on we can move on the right track, like education, sports, and other trainings as a church.
Okay, yes. So basically the Nambia Youth Sharing Center was founded to give back to the underprivileged communities and the youth in those communities. Now, Mr. Chivumbi here is an Nambia Youth Sharing Legend. Tell us about that.
Well, the legend is something beautiful. It came, we used to have, today there's people having WhatsApp. So we could have WhatsApp, so we formed a WhatsApp group. And we could chat, we could make fun, but again, we came with something developmental. So we formed a WhatsApp group of sharing, and we called it Nambia Sharing Legends. So the aim was for all those who excelled in sports and those who excelled through sharing, because we had the library, we have sport, we have some other things like the Girls Guides, carpenter, a lot of, in fact, we had all the trainings of the youth. So we gathered together, then we try to give back, to form a group to give back to sharing. Secondly, we saw that many of the Excel people, like the sports personnels, when they retire, life sometimes they don't utilize what they get in that time. And then when they retire, the life becomes difficult a bit. So two aims. One, we wanted to give back to sharing, because I myself, I'm a badminton player and I was a champion by then. I represent the country. I did sports, I did my engineering course. I tried to achieve, but all through from sharing, because sharing motivated me in all this. It made me a good youth. I followed the track. I could not go for drugs, I could not go for alcohol. So I appreciate for that.
Okay. Now, since you're giving back as legends, you're giving back to the communities where you came from.
Yes.
You're trying to empower young people the way you were empowered.
Yes.
What's the criteria you use to choose the people that you give back to?
Exactly. Now what we did, we link up with sharing. The sharing is still existing, but it's not so booming like it was because of the financial.
Yes.
Because by then, the white fathers could go back to their countries, to the churches, and people could collect some money. They are called benefactors. Any amount was collected in the church, then it was sent. So we found that now the economy is high, things are expensive. Some members have said, like Dennis Onyango is this sharing player. A lot of many people mentioned a few. So we are trying to call them back. Then we try to support by giving back. We can buy balls, we can buy like shuttlecocks, rackets, so that we keep those youths to the theme that we had, so that they don't go away like to drugs. Some youth are moving out on the other side. They are losing the trend. Yes, sir.
So you're basically trying to support them through sports?
Yes, sports and other activities that we can manage. Like there are some workshops like fighting HIV, youth in the development center. There are some morals. So they are not only in sports, but even other activities like scouting, Zozi, like I said, fighting the epidemics. Yes.
Okay. Now my question here is on the girls.
Yes.
How are the girls benefiting from this initiative?
Yeah, they are, because our legends, we have ladies too. So the girls, there's netball, there's sports for the girls, there's football for the girls. So it is on both sides.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What other games are you involved in? Do you try to interest the youth in?
All the games that exist at sharing. It used to have football, we used to have badminton, that was my game, and I'm a member in UBA, Uganda Badminton Association. We used to have table tennis, we have baseball, we have netball, we have volleyball, we have basket. Now there is this dance. There's a dance. All activities that are in Olympics, most of them are there.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Chivumbi,
yes, ma'am.
What message would you want to put out there for people to join the initiative or support the work that you're doing so that you can empower even more youth?
Yes. Now, my message, in fact, I should send to the whole country, that whoever we are in a group or a school, or if you form a group like WhatsApp group today, the OB, the old girls, those who have excelled, those who have benefited something small, let's try to give back like we are trying to do. One, we give back and we make those groups or those centers exist. We make them continue. In Africa, many things are falling away because we, those benefited in it, we don't give back. When we get, we go away with it, then we start enjoying our life. Two, whoever I'm calling upon, in fact, we are organizing a Sharing Zambia reunion on 4th December. It's the first in history. Calling all upon whoever youth passed there. A lot of the musicians, a lot of them. In fact, all these big guys. The big guys, in music, we used to have the talent show.
Okay.
By then it was Father Champagne. Yes. So every holidays, we could organize the competition of the music. So all those people, the big names you hear, I can say now Mr. Bobby Wine, the Chameleons, by then it was Shanks Vividi, we had the Orlando, Emperor Orlando, we had the Rasta Lobs by then. So
and all of these gentlemen
yes.
are still alive and successful. So you should show up at the reunion
please,
on 4th
December yes.
at Sharing Hall in Nambia to give back to the youth in communities that are underprivileged, just like someone gave back to you, and you are where you are. What's your third message?
My third message is giving back. You don't need to have money, liquid cash. What I'm doing now, I'm giving back. Because I'm giving the message to the people that you don't not only have to give money, but you can give a good message. Like when we are raised up by our parents, they could tell us what to do. So those who are there in that world, you've passed through hard times and good times, come and tell the youth what not to do.
So if someone watching right now wants to join the initiative, what do they do? Are there social media handles they can follow?
Exactly.
Is there a contact number they can reach you through?
Yeah, my contact number, because I'm an admin and I'm a moderator of Sharing Legends Investment Club, because we registered it. We have an account. So those who are outside, they put money on account. Those who are overseas.
You can share the number.
My number is 0774 260 280. Second one is 0702 260 280.
Registered in the names of?
Registered in the names of Chivumbi Godfrey Chris.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we've been having a conversation with Godfrey Chivumbi, who is a Nambia Youth Sharing Center legend. He says he benefited from the youth center, and him together with other legends are trying to give back to youth from underprivileged communities so that they can make something of themselves out of their lives. And I am here for that message. So if you're a legend or even just a well-wisher, you can join them on 4th December at Nambia Sharing Hall.
Yes.
Event starts at what time?
In the morning.
In the morning.
Because it's open because we are trying to even put a marathon. Yeah, I mean marathon.
Okay.
So,
well, thank you so much, Godfrey. It's been a pleasure having this conversation with you, and thank you so much for the good work you're doing, giving back to the community.
Thank you very much. Thank you, UBC. I'm very happy to be here.
All right. Well, I will be linking you now to Studio B, where Jerome Paul Sonko is with one of the guild representatives from Cavendish University, and that is my alumni. So yeah, I am psyched for this conversation. So let's join Jerome Paul. Hi, Jerome. How is it going that side?
It's okay. I have the Vice Guild President from Cavendish University, and we are going to be summing up with a conversation on the upcoming Mr. and Mrs. Cavendish 2024. So you can easily see where the excitement is coming from.
I can see, and like I say, that is my alma mater, so you can see what comes from there. Jerome.
Indeed. And it's a Friday, and joining me this Friday morning again from Cavendish University is Wahida Faisali, who is the Vice Guild President. Earlier on, we had the Guild President of Cavendish University, and as we are joined by the Vice Guild, we are talking matters the upcoming Mr. and Mrs. Cavendish contest that is coming up on the 29th of November. So we need to get into understanding what the day will look like, and in the same space, how the students can participate or take part in this one. A very good morning, Madam Deputy.
Good morning, Mr. Jerome. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here.
Okay.
And I'm so happy to be able to represent my university.
Okay. And from that particular bit of your introduction, like you said, you're so glad you're representing your university. One may wonder, what is it going to look like in regards to those who want to be part of the Mr. and Miss Cavendish?
Well, it's going to be a very interesting day. There's going to be a lot happening, showcasing talent, showcasing creativity. We're going to have artists, one like Chameleon, and another entertainer from South Sudan. His name is Upkid. He's been booming these past few days. So the day is going to be very colorful. I don't urge anyone to miss it.
Okay. And now on the beat of the students who want to be part of the contest, what criteria are you looking at as the organizers and as the university this time round?
Well, first and foremost, the first criteria is you are supposed to be a student of Cavendish University. And since we have a variety of countries, like nationalities represented at our university, we have about 51 nationalities. So we have international students. You're supposed to be valid. You're supposed to have a valid stay in Uganda for you to be able to contest. And basically, some people think that these pageants are all about beauty, but at Cavendish, we really, because we have questions that are asked prior to contesting to test your thinking capacity. So it's about intelligence, more of intelligence than the physical appearance.
Okay, now let's look into the week to the pageant here. How does it look like? Give us a picture of it. How do the students get involved in this? Do we have students voting, and how is it normally?
Well, students are mostly excited when it comes to this pageant because they look forward to it. Students have different people they are rooting for and they are supporting. So prior to the day, we hold voting. Most cases it's online, the voting system. So all contestants are put on the portal and students are given chance to vote for who they want to be, their Mr. or their Miss. And the results that come from this voting are taken for popularity. So the gentleman that wins in the voting takes the Mr. Popularity, and the lady that wins out of the voting also takes Miss Popularity.
Miss Popularity.
Yeah.
And then on the bit of the judges, one may wonder, where are the judges coming from? Do we expect specific figures to represent as judges? Do we have any representative from the students' body part of the judges? What does that look like?
Well, for integrity matters, we don't really want to disclose our judges because we don't want any breaches in the integrity. So we don't want bias. So that is a bit confidential. We shall know on the due day.
All right. And of course, as the day comes closer, a week from now, on the 29th of November, Cavendish University will be looking to choose who will be their next Mr. and Mrs. Cavendish. In the same space, they'll be having runners-up and from different categories, including Mr. and Mrs. Popularity. So there are lots of categories where the students can as well be part of. Now, from your side, as a student now with the Guild, what is the most exciting bit about this particular beauty pageant, and why do you think the students should be excited about it?
Well, personally, I look forward to this event because I get to see a lot of creativity from the students. Like, students really come up with a lot of innovations, and mostly it comes with how they are dressing, and it always blows my mind. Like, I always look forward to to be honest, I always look forward to the creativity of the students because that is one of the key aspects the judges are going to use to assess these contestants.
And of course, you can only imagine 51 nationals at the university, so you can easily know that there will be room for a lot of creativity in that regard. But for now, let me take your parting shots. Next week, Friday, the big day. And you've talked about the excitement and everything, but what message could you give to the contestants, the soon to be announced or crowned Mr. and Mrs. Cavendish, and to the viewer watching us this morning?
Well, to the contestants, I'll tell you, believe in yourself. The first step to taking this is believing in yourself, and know that the world is open for you. There are very many opportunities for you, and the world. Like, believe in yourself and you're going to make it. That's all. That's all that it takes. Believe in yourself and pray and that's it. And to the viewers out there, we are in for it. Like, there's a lot of things that you have to look forward to, because it's going to be massive and it's going to be interesting.
Well, and earlier on we had Pamela Franco Carlo, who is the current guild president at Cavendish University. Now, at this time we've been having Wahida Faisali, who is the vice guild president of Cavendish University. And to you, our dear viewer, we shall be giving you the updates like I did mention now. Next week on the 29th, Cavendish University will be turning its focus on crowning Mr. and Miss Cavendish 2024. That and more will be coming in there at the in Nambia, I should say. But well, that does it for this edition of The Conversation. Coming up is the bit of the entertainment. Olive Monica Najuma has some movie recommendations for you as you head into the weekend. Stick around. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources, such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m., it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't go. You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks, Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000, or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100*21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Well, hi, good morning once again. Let's get into our world of entertainment. We get into the movie recommendations for this weekend. I'm Olive Monica Najuma. Now let's delve right into it. And the first recommendation for this weekend is Absolution, which is a 2024 movie. And I think you're going to enjoy this one. It is a 2024 American action crime thriller film directed by Hans Peter Moland, written by Tony Gayton and starring Liam Neeson as a brooding, aging gangster. Now, the premise of the movie is an aging mob enforcer attempts to outrun his past and reconnect with his estranged daughter and grandson after discovering he has CTE and only a short time to live. Let's look at the trailer.
I've been having these headaches.
Have you sustained concussions over the course of your life?
You could say that. Just tell me what I need to get better.
There is no treatment. Do you have anyone?
I thought I told you not to come.
Just wanted to see you.
This is your grandfather. Mom said you're in prison. What for?
Not walking away.
Hey, you killed him!
He ain't dead. He's just stupid. There he is. I have some work for you.
Got some product coming in. Deliver it when the time comes.
I want to know what's back there. No, you don't. Jobs like this, you gotta learn not to look. Can we talk? I've done so much stupid stuff in my life, I can't even tell you. Don't be like me.
Are you still doing stupid stuff? Don't take me to church.
I'm worried about you a little bit.
I wanna be buried.
You can't change the world. World don't want to be changed.
I don't know why I'm here, but let me help you. You're gonna hear some bad things about me. You're crazy. Can't you just walk away? The only way for me to do something right is by doing something bad.
Well, absolution, and you know that Liam Neeson always delivers. So if you've watched his movies in the past, let's get on to this one and see what he's going to be giving us this time round. So we have the cast, Liam Neeson as Thug, Daniel Daima as Kyla Connor, Javier Molina as Gambero, Ron Palman as Charlie Connor, and many others. Now, the movie was released in September 2024, and it was retitled Absolution and given a release date of November 1st, 2024. So it's already out. Go ahead and have a good time enjoying that one. Now, the next recommendation for today is Bad Genius, which is a 2024 American heist thriller directed by J.C. Lee and co-written by Julius Onah. It is an English language remake of the 2017 Thai film of the same name. Now, it stars Benedict Wong, Kalina Liang, and many others that I will share later on. So let's have a look at it, and then I'll share more.
You can attend for free. I'll have a real chance at getting an audition at Juilliard now. That food smells foul. But I'm the last person on earth who needs to cheat. Ask anyone.
You're going further than your mom and I ever could. You're going to accomplish big, big things.
I think you deserve the chance to make whatever kind of future you want for yourself. No matter what the rules say.
Lynn will be first in our family to go to college. We know this is the best place for getting into top-tier schools.
There's no way we can afford $50K a year. You can attend for free. I'll have a real chance at getting an audition at Juilliard now. That food smells foul.
Lynn, I am so sorry I'm late.
Who are you?
I'm Grace, your new school ambassador. You're basically smarter than every student. What if you tutored me?
You may begin. She's my friend. Why wouldn't I help my friend?
great right now. Everything is a transaction.
The rich kids get great scores, we get paid.
Everyone wins.
What if we made our own code for music?
I paid for piano lessons. Since when is that illegal?
I don't know how you're doing it, and I don't care. I just need to get him into Colombia.
Cheating is impossible. It's the Fort Knox of tests. You just haven't put your big brain to it. I'll need help.
No one can do what you do.
The only way to beat a rigged game is to outmaneuver it.
This is a first-class ticket to your future.
It's always the ones with the most to lose who suffer.
So what's my cut?
150 grand.
What do you think's gonna happen if I get caught? We can't quit now.
This is what you do with the future. Open this door now.
Well, that is Bad Genius, which was released on October 11th, 2024. It stars Benedict Wong as Meng, Kalina Liang as Lin, and Jabari Banks as Bank, Taylor Hickson as Grace, and Sarah Jane Redmond as Irene Walsh. So you can go ahead and look for that one. Now, the third movie for the day is Azrael, which is a 2024 American action horror directed by E.L. Katz and written by Simon Barrett. The film stars Samara Weaving, but let's look at the plot. So many years after the rapture, the remaining human survivors on Earth are plagued by the burned ones, demonic humanoid creatures who are drawn to and prey upon human flesh and blood. Azrael and her lover Kenan are ousted from a forest-dwelling cult who believe that speech is a sin and who have surgically removed their vocal cords to cease speaking. Josephine, one of the cult's leaders, captures and separates the couple with the help of her henchman. The cultists attempt to sacrifice Azrael to the burned ones, but Azrael manages to escape, killing one of the henchmen in the process. She then flees through the woods and infiltrates the cult's fenced encampment, where a woman named Miriam leads the cult as a spiritual interpreter, believing the wind speaks God's will and listening to it through a hole in the wall of a ramshackle church. That is the plot of the movie, so let's watch the trailer. Well, Azrael had its world premiere on March 9th, 2024 at the South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Texas. It also screened at the Overlook Film Festival on April 5th, 2024, and the 28th Fantasia International Film Festival on August 2nd, 2024. So that does it for our movie recommendations for this Friday. Go ahead and have a good time. Now, Joram Paul is coming back with a gentleman to speak about an event that is, I hope I get this right, Ndaruga Kanungu. Stick around.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Nyati Motion Pictures brings you Tuko Pamoja, Atecare segment. Did you know the Atecare are Jewish? How did they become Karamojong, Iteso, and Lango?
When Lango people reached Karamoja, the Karamojong remained there. The Itesos proceeded.
Those were the youth.
The Karamojong said, no, they are going to die there.
And the elders cast them, Ites. So that is how the name Ateso comes from.
Lango was respected and feared for his military might.
Kavalega, together with Mwanga,
ran for safety in Kangai.
Premiering in Lira City at Westcliff Hotel Lira on Saturday, 7th December 2024. To get a ticket, call 0778 787 660. Tuko Pamoja?
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Maskari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Always mentioned something about Ndaruga Kanungu, an upcoming event that's coming up. So we will be definitely getting to understand why the name and what the event represents. My guest this morning is Price UG from PAM Elite Promotions. He will be telling us more about the Ndaruga Kanungu event that is coming up on the 23rd of November, which is tomorrow, by the way. A very good morning.
Good morning, sir. Yes, as you said before, I'm called Nahabwe Price from PAM Elite Promotions that is organizing tomorrow's festival, which is Ndaruga Kanungu.
Ndaruga Kanungu.
Yeah, right.
Why the name? What does it symbolize?
Ndaruga Kanungu symbolizes many things, especially we are from Kanungu, people who are behind this festival. Where, you know, Kanungu district from Kigezi region, Western Uganda, we do a lot of things. We have tourism, we have agriculture, we have many things. So tomorrow, if you come at our festival there, we shall present you what is in Kanungu.
Okay.
What do Kanungu people do?
Okay.
Specifically agriculture, home talent, because we have musicians, we have comedians from Kanungu. So tomorrow, if we come through, everything will be there.
Also, the Minister of ICT comes. Is it Kinkizi East?
Yeah, Kinkizi East, Dr. Chris Vadiomusi, Minister of ICT, is from Kanungu and will be there. He confirmed his presence.
Okay, and speaking of which, take us through what to expect there. You've said there's a lot of talent to be showed, but how is the day going to run like?
So tomorrow's event will start at 10 a.m. at Brand Gardens, Braise. We shall start with an opening match. Chinchiz East versus Chinchiz West. Kanungu is made up of two constituencies, Chinchiz East and West. So we shall have the opening match of the festival. Then later on we shall have a showcase about tourism. You know, part of Queen Elizabeth National Park is in Kanungu. We have Gindi Penetrable National Forest Park. So we shall have to showcase. You know, Kanungu, we have pygmies, we have what? So we shall have a lot of things tomorrow at Grand Gardens.
So meaning the event is open to everyone who is, even though you're not from Kanungu or from any of the counties, Chinkizi East and Chinkizi West.
Yeah, the event is open for everyone. The Baganda, the Banyankole, the Basuga, everyone is called upon to come and see what takes place in Kanungu, what is in Kanungu. Come and enjoy it together.
And take us through also the prices for anyone who wants to be part of the event. How much are they supposed to pay? What should they come with? And who are the sponsors you have?
Yeah, so far, the ordinary people will pay 10K. 10K. It will be a day and night. Departure is at leisure.
Okay.
So 10K is ordinary, 20K VIP, then 300 for is a table of 6 people.
Okay. And who are the sponsors that you're having? Who are the partners with you? You've mentioned something about the Honorable Member of Parliament and current Minister of ICT being one of the people who are highly expected to be there. But besides that, which other sponsors are you having on board?
We have other sponsors like Tree Uganda Academy. This is an NGO in Kanungu there. We have Pepis. Pepis is one of our sponsors. We have Chinchiz Elite TV, is an online media in Kanungu there. We have Amahoro Consultants, they are in Chihihi, we have them on board. We have Social Events as part of this. Those are some of the sponsors who put a hand upon this to happen.
Well, of course, Prize UG from Palm Elite Promotions, like he has mentioned. The Darunga Kanungu at Blend Gardens in Bois, the first edition. Entry 10,000, 20,000, and a table of 6 going for 300,000 Ugandan shillings. Time of arrival or gates will be opening at 10 a.m. Departure, like he did mention, will be at your own pace or at your own leisure, with quite a number of things that will be taking place, including exhibitions from the district of Kanungu, which is well endowed. And there will as well be a match between Chinkizi West and Chinkizi East. That will also be an opener with the winning team having a prize officiated by Honorable Sam Kajojo and Honorable Safari Christopher. So that is one of the things that you should be looking forward to as well this weekend, which is tomorrow. And of course, you can also see our own Dave Saino will also be performing. One may wonder what he will be performing though, because as you can see on the screen, it's showing he will be a performer. So we wonder what he'll be performing. Davis, we don't know what you will be performing tomorrow. Whether you're an artist, you're a comedian, or a hype man, we wait to see. What will be your parting shots, Prize?
Yeah, Davis is also a Kanungu born.
Okay.
He's born in Kanungu, so we're expecting him tomorrow.
Okay.
We have other legends who sang, who are MCs, who are comedians, who will be performing tomorrow. The likes of T-Bro, you remember T-Bro, you know B-Bounce, Muchizimbe.
Okay.
So come and enjoy with us tomorrow at Brand Gardens, Braise.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. And so, of course, Mr. Omuka Vibes. Davis, I wonder what Davis will be performing tomorrow. But that does it for this bit of the interview. Coming up is Ruben Pima with the latest from the world of sports here on Good Morning Uganda Friday edition.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model, PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.